Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Decorative Survival. So, in the last episode I did some work on the path over in that direction, quite a long ways away, and also did some clearing even further off in the distance for where I want the path to go, or the path, not this path, but the path to my other two villages. And in between episodes, I got quite a bit more gravel, so that's going to be useful for doing more work on the path, but that's actually not what I want to start off with, because to start off with I'll go tomorrow to the place that I've been clearing out. Alright, so I am back, and I actually left fairly early. Of course, I didn't have my horse because of what I want to do right now. So, although I didn't have my horse, it's about a third of the way through the day, I would guess. So, that's inconvenient, because if it takes me a third, and it took me about a quarter of a day to get here on my horse, quarter of a day to night cycle, not morning to evening, not half taking the sun to go from there. But yeah, it's still significantly longer than I'd like. And fairly soon there is a village which I think could provide at least a temporary spot for, doing stuff. So, working on the path. So, what I'd like to do is first release the villagers. Maybe I want to remove this. And probably do some other... I'd like to essentially turn this into my base. And, of course, that means that I don't usually like this kind of stuff happening, so I'd kind of like to get this prepared to be my base somewhat. Seeing as most of the villages on this side, I'll probably set up my base over here. And yeah, I probably won't actually do anything extraordinarily big to it, because my abbey is still going to be my main base. I just need a temporary spot. That's probably going to be slightly less temporary, but anyway, I might get started. Probably, I think I'll move these two houses, probably, and I'll probably just remove this. It already seems to be slightly mangled by a random boulder, and almost certainly this, which is also mangled by a boulder. So yeah, possibly I might also get a couple of trees out of the way and figure out which house I want to stay in. Yeah, I think this is probably the best house. yeah, so I'll get started on clearing this part of this. And yeah, then I will be right back. Alright, so, well, I was trying my best to copy these houses block for block, except I think on the first house I forgot to note down, or forgot to remember where the mossy cobblestone was, so I probably didn't put it in the right spots, but that probably doesn't matter. The rest of it's exactly the same. And on the second house, I did actually put down where the mossy cobblestone was, so that house that technically butchery is almost exact, probably, unless I messed something up. And then, of course, everything else I just removed because kept getting mangled by tiny boulders. Alright, so I am back, and well, as you can see, I've removed basically everything from on top of this bridge of land, and I've also done a bit of removal of where I probably want the river to go. I probably want it to go cut across from about there to about there. And yeah, I also realised that I needed some rooted dirt for the path, so kind of dug out that bit already. I might want to come back later and fully excavate it down to wherever the lush cave is, and then fill it in with stone instead. And yeah, I guess I'll get started on actually fully removing this land bridge now, and yeah, then I'll be right back. So, well, I decided to clear this out layer by layer because otherwise, water is very, very annoying to actually get in, to actually make it all not flowing, and for some reason I really like just all my water to be still like a normal river. So I kind of spent quite a little while during this basically trying to get the water to fill in properly, and that largely meant I tried to clear this out layer by layer, but of course once I got down low enough, there was enough water around to basically mean that the water would just immediately fill itself in instead, which was fairly useful. But yeah, I then tried to fill in some of this with dirt and a little bit of sand, but I don't have that much sand and I don't want to waste my gravel. Right, so I am back, and well, as you can see, there isn't any land bridge here. However, I did not actually replace the bottom bit of this with gravel because I don't really have any gravel to spare, because I want to use it on my path as much as possible. So that means that there's no gravel right underneath where the land bridge was, but in other places where there was already gravel pockets, I put gravel there. But I was originally planning on doing some work on cutting for the road, but unfortunately I seem to have run out of time upon reviewing the footage, so I'm probably going to wrap up this episode here. So yeah, thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and yeah, goodbye.